Hey guys, so tomorrow is my second Bridge to Abstract Math exam, and thought I would go over how I'm currently studying for that. It's already difficult to begin with because I have to prove things and there's no one way to prove things. And then it's made extra difficult by the fact that I'm extremely restricted as far as the tools I can use. And then it becomes even more so because for my test, I'm going to obviously need a bunch of axioms and rules, but I'm not given all of them that I know I'm going to need. So luckily, I've been given my list of given axioms ahead of time, and that's really just standard stuff like the definition of zero, the distributive property, associative property, commutative property. All of those are really basic things. So it doesn't include the uniqueness of negative a, the uniqueness of -1, the uniqueness of 0. So I've gone through this list and I've made a note of things that I know that are probably important that I've used in a lot of the homework problems. Like for example, if a plus b equals a plus c, then that implies b equals c. That has come up a lot in my geometry section. So I know I'm going to need to prove that. So if there's something that I need to use and it's not given to me, then I have to prove it. So what I'm doing right now is over here I'm making a list in order of basically how fundamental they are, like which one I'm going to need first, because I can't prove something complicated first. I'm going to need several more simple things in order to get the complicated thing, which I'm still going to need in order to prove something else. I'm writing all of them down, all these things that I'm going to have to prove in order to do the problems, and I'm trying to put them in an order such that solving one will make it easier to solve the next one, and et cetera, because they're kind of foundational, and there's kind of a method to that madness. And remembering which one of these I might need might be a little difficult, but it'll probably be obvious if I'm in the middle of a proof and I know that I'm going to need the uniqueness of something, then I'm gonna have to demonstrate that first. But that I have to decide whether I'm going to do that in the moment, or if I'm just going to, before I even look at problems, I'm going to do, 2 to 5 proofs that I'm going to use as tools for the actual proof questions on the test, if that makes sense. I think I might do that just to save time. At that point, I can memorize what those are, and something else I'm also in the process of doing is trying to write them from memory and trying to do it very quickly. So you see I have a few up here. One is a times 0 is always 0, and the other one is negative a equals -1 times a. And you can see they're not very long. They're only 5 or 6 lines each, but if you can't remember it, then it's a problem, and then it's already time wasted. I've already been told that no one is probably going to finish the test. So that sucks, but I want to try and delegate as much stuff to memory as possible. That's always what I'm trying to do. But especially so with writing proofs, because there's creativity involved. And if I can reduce some of that creativity to memorization, then I'm gonna do it. Just for the sake of time. If I had all day to do this, then hey, whatever. But I only have 2 hours and 20 minutes. Gotta streamline the process. Trying to figure out what I'm going to need to prove myself in order to prove the questions in addition to given axioms. So I'm just making a list of them, and then I'm practicing writing them from memory, and then I'm just going to leave them up on this side for reference. In addition to that, I have vocab problems, or vocab words I should say, just like last time. So I have about 20 or so that I have to remember, and there's a couple extra ones in here too, which I know are going to come up, which is what happened last time, because I was given a word bank of 20 to 25 words, but I know that only like 8 to 10 of those are going to be on the test in the vocab portion, which is literally just write the definition of these 10 or so words. But there's also going to be other stuff that might come up later. Like for my first test, it wasn't an actual vocab problem, but one of the questions was describe the difference between the complement of a subset and the intersection of a subset. You have to know the definitions for those in order to answer the question, right? So these are easy. It's just a matter of devoting time to them. But this stuff is going to be what really gets me, because I'm still in the process of trying to solve some of these things that I know I'm going to need. And my professor won't give me the answers. I can't Google them because everyone is working in a different environment. And by environment, I mean the rules that we're restricting ourselves with. So if I'm given middle school math, I can do any of these in probably 3 lines. But because I only have addition and distributive property and all of this other stuff, which is really just 9 very basic axioms that are fundamentals of algebra, then it makes it obviously that much harder. So I have to, one, figure out how to do those to begin with, and then I try and have to memorize them so that I can use them for the proofs on the test. So it's going to be a very long day. You guys seem to like the example proofs that I did in the video. I will do that again this weekend, but I really need to devote as much time as possible to this. I'm probably going to put in 8 hours today just on this, and I'm not leaving my room. It's going to be rough, but I'll let you know how it goes. The professor has also already said that in addition to no one finishing, that probably no one will pass it. I don't know why you got to make it so hard if you know no one's going to pass it, but whatever. There'll be a curve, which he has also said there'll be a curve, which seems so dumb to me. If you know it's going to be hard and you're going to have a curve, but I've already ranted about that in past videos, but it is what it is, I guess. I guess all I can really hope for is just to be at, you know, the good end of the bell curve for the class. Because on the first test, I got the highest grade in the class. But this is like exponentially harder. And I would like to be in the top third. That would be cool. Out of, 25 people, I'd like to be in the top 5 or 6. That'd be awesome. Anyways, I'm gonna jump into it. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time. Also, thanks for 177 subscribers and over 25,000 views. It's pretty awesome. Hopefully we can pump those numbers up. I'm always trying to improve this channel and improve the content. And also, Bo thanks you. Isn't that right, Bo? Lazy dog.